A blind giant, a desperate ship, and one cunning man who knew exactly what he'd done. This is the moment Homer wrote about, and in 1896, Arnold Böcklin froze it in oil forever. Today, we go inside the canvas.
Arnold Böcklin was Swiss. He was a symbolist, and he had absolutely no interest in painting pretty myths. Look at this composition. The giant stands on the cliff edge, directly above the ship. Not far away, directly above. Böcklin collapses the distance Homer gave us. In the Odyssey, the boulder nearly misses. Here, you feel it cannot possibly miss. The sky behind the giant is pale, open, indifferent. The sea below is white with fury. And between them, 20 men who made one catastrophic mistake. They let Odysseus taunt him. Now come down into the ship, into the noise, the heat, the panic. Böcklin packs this deck like a vessel of pure terror. Bodies pressed against each other, every man pulling an oar with everything he has. Look at the colors. Red headbands, yellow tunics, crimson cloaks. These men are dressed in the vivid garments of the ancient Mediterranean, and against that cold green sea, they burn. Böcklin painted each face differently. Some look forward, rowing blindly into the unknown. Some look back, toward the sound of that boulder being lifted. One man near the stern has his arm raised, pointing, as if pointing could help now. None of them know if the boulder is already in the air. That is the genius of this painting. Neither do you. Now, the monster himself, up close, unavoidable. His hair is dark, wild, tangled, like seaweed dragged from the ocean floor. His skin is the color of fired clay, deep red-brown, every muscle rendered with almost surgical precision. Böcklin gives us no face here. The Cyclops bows his head into the effort of the throw, and that is deliberate. A face would give him humanity. A bowed head gives him only force. Look at how his legs brace against the rock, bare feet gripping ancient stone. His whole body, from foot to fist, is one continuous line of violence. And behind him, through his legs, the sea, the ship, the tiny men. Böcklin frames them through his body to remind you how small they are, how small we are. This is the shot Böcklin hides inside the painting, and it may be the most terrifying of all. The giant's legs above, the ship below, and between them only white surf, dark rock, and open water. Look at those feet on the stone, bare, gripping, alive. He knows this coastline the way you know your own floor. Every crack, every ledge. He was born here. And the ship, look at its stern. The cargo, the ropes, the red cloth. These are not soldiers. They are travelers, merchants of war, men with families, men who want to go home. Böcklin understood something Homer only wrote, that the most frightening thing about a monster is not his size. It is how completely at home he is.
Pull back now, away from the violence, away from the giant and the ship. Just the sea. Böcklin's ocean is painted in that particular northern romantic green. Cold, dense, muscular, Not the blue of a postcard. The green of something alive that does not care whether you survive. The waves roll in from the horizon in long, even swells, indifferent to everything happening on that shore. The sky above is open, blue, almost peaceful. In Homer, Poseidon, god of this sea, is Polyphemus' father. When Odysseus blinded the Cyclops, he made an enemy of the ocean itself. The sea that saves him today will try to kill him for 20 years.
And now, the bow of the ship. Just the bow. No giant, no crew, no shore. Only the mast rising against the open sky. Only the wave lifting the hull. Only the horizon. Empty, enormous, waiting. Böcklin painted this detail with extraordinary care. The worn wood of the hull, the folded white sail bound to the mast, the iron chain looped at the prow. These are not heroic props. They are the tools of working men trying to stay alive. And that wave in front of them, it does not part for heroes. It rises the same for everyone. 20 years of wandering lie ahead. Circe, the sirens, the underworld, the suitors waiting at home. Odysseus thinks he just survived the worst of it. He has not even started. Arnold Böcklin painted this in 1896, late in his life, in his mid-60s, long after he had established himself as the master of mythological unease. He wasn't interested in triumph. He wasn't here to celebrate Odysseus. He was here to put you in the boat, to make you feel the spray on your face, to make you hear the boulder leave those hands, to make you understand that cunning can outrun strength, but only barely, only once. This painting lives at the Museum of Fine Arts in Boston. If you ever stand in front of it, look at the Cyclops' hands. Really look. Then remember, he cannot see you looking back. This has been The Art Sublime. If this painting moved you, subscribe, and we'll go inside another one together.